So we're going to be reacting to a situation, a particular video. It's about 4 minutes long, and it's about the connection between Bitcoin, the creation, the foundation, and Epstein. Now, this whole situation about Bitcoin possibly financed by Epstein is very fascinating to me. Now, this gentleman, what we're about to react to is pretty interesting and very intense, and he has his own opinion, but I think it's very interesting. Let's go ahead and get into it. And once again, absolutely welcome to the show. I hope you guys are doing very well. I am Michael. This is the Crypto Lounge. Be sure to subscribe to the channel, obviously, so you can get the actual updates on new videos and new drops and things of that nature, and share the content as well. So here we are. This is a very interesting situation. We're going to react to this, what he's saying about the actual Epstein connection to the creation of Bitcoin, and if it's actually true, and if all this actually falls out the wrong way, right? And everything is validated, the connection, because we have a lot of Epstein drops, a lot of emails that are coming out, the files are about to be released. I think they're going to be heavily redacted, but with that being said, let's get into this. This is very interesting.
So look, Bitcoin is going to zero. You can already see it losing value at a rapid rate right now. And that's before the public realizes the Jeffrey Epstein connection. The price action today is nothing compared to what's coming next. Because once people start to connect Bitcoin's weakness with Jeffrey Epstein's early involvement with cryptography circles, it's all downhill from there. Now, the first question we have to ask is simple. Why is Bitcoin collapsing before the scandal even hits the mainstream? Is it just the market? Is it just a correction? Or does this tell us something deeper? Does this tell us that the belief system behind Bitcoin is starting to crack? Because Bitcoin isn't backed by factories, corporations, governments, or land. Bitcoin is backed by trust.
All right, so I'll stop right there, because he is right about the trust factor, but at the same time, there is actual utility behind Bitcoin as well. So it's not just trust, right? The banks are very heavily involved in not only the strategic side of holding Bitcoin and actually using it as a collateral. You're going to be able to use it to buy homes and things of that nature. This is in the works. But when it comes to Bitcoin's actual value, it has been greatly expanded. Now, when it comes to the trust, he's right. And then I think that is a large amount of what he's talking about. Like, if that trust is broken, that's going to affect the bottom line investorship outflow, essentially. But let's get back into it.
So when the trust slips, the price collapses. And right now, that trust is slipping fast. But that's only the beginning of this investigation. The next question is the important one. What happens when the public learns that Epstein had real documented connections to the early worlds of cryptography and digital networks, the exact academic and research ecosystems that Bitcoin emerged from?
Listen, now this is speculative. We don't really know that. And I don't think he knows this. And I have not seen any actual evidence. Now, will that evidence come out? When we do get the files, will that be redacted? Because that could actually destroy everything that not only Donald Trump and his administration is working on when it comes to using Bitcoin, when it comes to using these stable coins to service the debt, essentially, that Bitcoin trust, that can erode that pretty quickly. So, will that come out? I don't think it'll ever come out, even if it's true, but the actual notion is pretty grim.
What do you think the people are going to do when they learn that? Now, this part must be clear. Jeffrey Epstein did not invent Bitcoin, but he absolutely funded people, labs, and researchers that were involved in the encryption, digital security, and early digital money conversations. That is verifiable. That is factual.
All right. See, I'm still trying to find out, where he got the documents, right? I've been ever since I saw this particular video, I've been all over 4chan. I've been everywhere to find these documents, right? Quote unquote documents. So, I don't know what he's talking about, but it's very interesting because during my research, during my hunt, I did find some things that actually did connect Epstein, well, let's just say his money, to the early stages of development, but again, this is this is very speculative, right? And I think when it comes to the fear factor, obviously, if something does drop, that has value when it comes to information, right? And it can be actually substantiated, it can be validated. I think this could be very bad for Bitcoin short term, essentially, because at the end of the day, I don't think a lot of people, the majority of the investors, I'm talking large investors, institutions, they really don't care about this, but I could be wrong.
Is documented. So if that's true, what does that mean for Bitcoin? What does it mean when the figure who represents the darkest scandal of this modern era is suddenly linked to the intellectual environment from which this asset was born? Do you think investors will analyze calmly? Do you think people will just handle the nuance? Or will they panic? Because here's the next logical question. What does a belief-based asset start to look like when the public starts to think that it's contaminated?
He's got a great point. This is where he got me. That's a great point. And a large majority of the investorship, the investor base with Bitcoin, a lot of them, they do care about this, unfortunately. Now, the big players, the players that actually move the price, they don't care. Let me keep it clean. They don't care. They don't really care about this, you know? So, of course, the larger investor base may be shooken by this whole notion. And especially if it actually becomes to be the truth, right? If there's some truth to this, they're out of here. They're going to go. So now, how far does the Bitcoin go if this actually happens? I don't think it goes too far. I think the ETFs will actually support that outflow. We see that right now. It's currently above 80,000 right now. So, and it's been going through a lot of sale pressure. So, but this is a different animal, right? If this becomes the truth, I don't know where it goes. I'll be honest with you. I got to be 100% with you. I don't know how this affects the price. I don't know how far it goes, you know, and I don't know how strong the ETFs are going to have to be to prevent Bitcoin from really catastrophically going down below 50K.
It looks exactly like what Bitcoin is doing right now, cracking under pressure. And this is where the conspiracies naturally begin to grow. Once the public learns that there was any Epstein connection at all, then the questions will multiply. How deep was the involvement? Was it financial? Was it intellectual? Was it strategic? Did he know people who shaped the code? Were ideas exchanged behind closed doors? What else don't we know?
Listen, I'll say this. Why does it even matter? Like, honestly, a lot of things that have been built, you know, in this country were financed by private investors, essentially. Big money, right? The things that we enjoy to this day, they had private investorship, you know, people who we still don't know. We don't even know their names, their families, their generations, right? But they have helped develop and produced with their finances, beautiful product, beautiful infrastructures and things of that nature. So, and I don't care who they are, right? I just use the product, right? So it doesn't matter. This is different, you know, just to his credit. This is a little bit different though, because the Epstein thing, he's a financier. You know, what if he did finance the situation, right? And he's drawing connections to the actual code. Like, was Epstein a coder? I don't know. This is fascinating to me. That's all I'm saying.
And these questions don't really need answers. They just need oxygen, because speculation spreads faster than truth. So imagine, Bitcoin is already falling today. Now, add this scandal onto it. Add this suspicion. Add this disgust. Add this fear. And suddenly, a fragile market becomes a collapsing one. A slow decline becomes a free fall. And once Bitcoin goes to zero, which is exactly where it's headed, here's the next question people will ask. Well,
no, I'm going to go on record. I don't think it's going to zero. That would be catastrophic, right? It's not going to zero, but this is a very interesting video.
Well, Bitcoin's going to zero, but can we just go to something else? Can we just pick another one? Can we just pick another one, y'all? And that's the most unrealistic part of the whole thing. Because if the biggest, most trusted, most recognizable cryptocurrency in the world collapses because of a scandal, then why would anyone trust the smaller ones? If Bitcoin, the symbol of the entire industry, can evaporate because public trust implodes, then what does that say about Ethereum, about Solana, about the rest of them? Who's going to trust the number 15 coin when the number 1 coin gets exposed and collapses? Who's going?
You know what? That's a very good question. And in the comment section, if you guys down there in the comment section, I want to know, which one would you trust? Do you actually think that XRP could actually take the #1 spot? Because that was an ongoing conversation, essentially, in the past. Solana, obviously not. What actual crypto can actually take that spot? That's a good question. If Bitcoin does collapse, I have no clue. He has a great point. I don't know what would actually be able to replace it. I don't think Bitcoin is replaceable. Just to be honest with you, I don't think it is replaceable. What do you put there? I don't think you can put anything there. I think Ethereum would probably be the closest that I would actually be comfortable with, but definitely not XRP, and I love XRP, but I'm not comfortable with that being #1. What's your take on that, man? I'd like to hear you guys in the comment section. I'd like to see what you would think. Solana, AVAX, HBAR, what replaces Bitcoin if it does collapse? Or does the market completely implode upon that particular unfortunate event? I don't know.
Going to now invest their life savings into a new project when the old project proved that it can just disappear and vanish overnight. Who's going to believe in the future of money after watching the king fall? There is no pivot. There is no alternative. There is no replacement.
All right, so we're going to stop right there. What do you guys think? Just think about what he's saying, right? And I want to see what you guys think about it in the comment section as well. I don't think it's going to zero, but I do think the Jeffrey Epstein connection is really fascinating. But the actual question about what replaces Bitcoin, if it does fall to zero, I believe that is the bigger question. Where do we go from there? Or does the space implode? I don't know. Let me know what you think about it, and we'll catch you on the next video.